These are folks who don't care about policy. Oh, so it's time to talk about some of the Democratic rising stars. They've been making some waves. I mean, we've got to look to the future, guys. What does the Democratic Party look like beyond Joe Biden and even beyond Kamala Harris or Pete Buttigieg? What does the Democratic Party look like? Well, we have a couple of Democratic thought leaders who are worthy of featuring today. One is a Democratic Rhode Island state senator. Her name is Tiara Mack. She is intersectional AF. She is a black queer woman, a woman of color who is black and queer, and also cuts campaign videos twerking upside down. She went to Brown University, apparently on full scholarship. Her skill set has yet to be determined. She sits in the state Senate of Rhode Island. And here she is, instructing her constituents to vote Senator Mack. She is 28 years old, and here we go. So there she is, twerking upside down.
Senator Mack.
In the sand. Vote Senator Mack. Well, she makes a pitch. That is the pitch, is that she can twerk upside down and is intersectional and went to Brown, but is also a victim, apparently, because the minute that you notice that this attention-grabbing behavior is attention-grabbing behavior, she's offended. This is the way that we work in our society now. It's the dumbest crap imaginable. People go on TikTok. They do stuff that begs for attention, cries out for attention, desperately seeks attention. And the minute you notice and you're like, yeah, that's bad. They're like, how dare you notice that I'm doing this bad thing? I didn't want attention. I'm like a humble mun here at the monastery. I'm here at the convent, just minding my own business, worshiping in solitude. I am a classy politician from the Victorian era. How dare you notice that I put up a video on TikTok of myself twerking upside down and asking people to vote for? How dare you, sir? It's the stupidest nonsense. We are such a mentally ill society. We truly are. I mean, and it's true everywhere, right? There are people who are engaging in attention-seeking activity. It's the attention-seeking of young people in American society is beyond compare. It's amazing. It's amazing stuff. And then the media give attention to the people they should not, and then tell you you're not allowed to pay attention to the people who are actually in elected politics. So according to many members of the media, we should ignore this story. A young Democratic legislator on the come, as they say, who is now going to rise to the highest levels of American politics on the back of twerking upside down on TikTok. We're supposed to, if we notice this makes us racist. That's the way this works. Meanwhile, the media will pay endless attention to mass shooters who post videos of themselves seeking attention, thereby driving the next mass shooting. Again, I would love to have an answer. I mentioned it yesterday on the show. Can we have an answer from like a single major media outlet as to why they feel the necessity to print the photos, videos, names, and manifestos of mass shooters on a routine basis? Like, what is the public value in that when it drives more mass shootings? What? So, but when it comes to, but that we should pay attention to, even if it incentivizes more mass shooters. But when it comes to stop. Don't notice. And again, this goes to, as I say, the state of the young in America. You walk into a Starbucks and you see some woman with a mohawk in 7 different colors, 8 earrings, a nose ring in the shape of a pig, and a tattoo that runs all the way up one arm and down the other. And this young woman calls herself they. And then if you notice at all, then this is because you're an intolerant bigot. Could there possibly be more attention-seeking behavior than this? I mean, it's clearly, you're doing it in public. I mean, it's attention-seeking, obviously. But she says, this is hysterical. This is Tiara Mack's comment. You ready? Quote, these are folks who don't care about policy. Oh, points for audacity. The audacity of hope happening here. These are folks who don't care about policy. So here I am, a video of me twerking upside down, shaking my ass at the camera, and then asking you to vote for me. I noticed that you did that. And I feel like that's not a good pitch for votes. Well, that's because you don't care about policy, sir. If you cared about policy, you wouldn't have even have noticed that I cut that video. It's all about the policy. Well, is shaking your ass upside down a policy? Apparently it is. Apparently it is an actual policy position. You know, there's like a bunch of positions, and then there's the policy position. Apparently, I didn't know there was a name for it. Apparently, that's the policy position. Being upside down on a beach, shaking your rump at the camera. That is a policy position. Quote, they care about attacking a young, energetic person who is filled with joy and undeterred by their hate. undeterred by their hate, filled with joy. She added, I was elected saying the F word as an unapologetically queer woman. It sounds like an agenda. This is the same person that was elected in 2020 who's going to lead with empathy, compassion, love, and silliness. So apparently one person had the temerity to ask the current Rhode Island governor, a Democrat named McKee, about this. He said, I've not seen it. What was the term you used? Twerking? I don't even know what that means. I don't believe you, sir. I think that is not true. By the way, apparently the video was shared with more than 7,000 TikTok followers and sparked a strong reaction. She captured the clip, a promised senator thirst trap at Block Island. So that is amazing stuff. We do have to follow policy is what this is all about. After all, it's all about the policy. Good stuff happening. Okay, so that is rising Democrat number one. We'll get to more up-and-coming Democrats in just 1 second. First, let's talk about the best t-shirt on the market today. I'm talking about Cuts Clothing. So, my t-shirts, they're Cuts. That's because Cuts Clothing has spent years perfecting men's t-shirts, taking look good, feel good to a whole new level. Right out of college, Cuts founder and CEO Stephen Borelli got a job at an agency with a casual dress code, but his very first week, he was told that his shirt was too athleisure-y. He searched all over for a presentable and stylish tee, couldn't find any that fit the bill, so he decided to solve the problem himself. He designed a premium t-shirt that could be worn anywhere, on or off the clock. I love my Cuts t-shirts. I wear them pretty much every day. They're super comfortable. They're really, really durable, so I can wash them over and over, and they come out just as soft and just as clean and just as fittable as ever. These shirts are made to last. Ditch the fast fashion brands, invest in Cuts. We've got a ton of great colors, styles, crew necks, Henleys, long sleeves. There's something for everybody. And GQ is labeling them the only shirt worth wearing. The moment you try on one of the Cuts shirts, you will get it. They're just great shirts. They're great. They make you look great. Refresh your wardrobe in time for summer with Cuts. See for yourself why Cuts is one of the fastest growing men's brands with over 1 million shirts sold. Get 15% off your first order by going to cutsclothing.com/Shapiro. That's CUTSclothing.com/Shapiro. Rising Democrat number two, a key member of the Biden administration. And I mean, these are folks who are, truly the best and brightest among us, the people who should be in charge of important policies like the dispensation of nuclear waste. And if we're going to talk about high-level scientific positions, clearly what we need are good young folks like Sam Brinton. Sam Brinton is the Deputy Assistant Secretary for Spent Fuel and Waste Disposition in the Office of Nuclear Energy. He is also an LGBTQ plus minus divided by sign activist and top Biden administration nuclear official. He has courted controversy with his open advocacy of sexual fetishism and puppy play, a sexual kink involving role-playing as animals. The good news is, I suppose, that we live in a fully shame-free society. So it used to be, in the olden days, that if somebody was engaged in this sort of behavior, that would be like blackmail material. Now it's why you get it appointed to a presidential administration, actually. If you used to have like a dog fetish kink, then that was something the Russians would blackmail you over. And now it actually is something you put on your resume to get into the Biden White House, apparently. This person in 2017, he had a hearing, apparently, at a campus event, a college campus event, with the nuclear policy expert Sam Brinton. He was wearing all black except for his red glittery heels and the words ropes, whips, and kinks, oh my, projected behind him. He began by addressing the description for the event we had all seen online. I went in expecting a talk, says one of the students, about his political experiences working to end conversion therapy, sexuality, in the LGBT community, mostly because that is what the description told me. Brinton dispelled this, describing the event as a modern sex ed and an exploration of kink. He began by giving us the history of kink and sex education, including the Kama Sutra, the making of taboo by Richard von Krafft-Ebing and Sigmund Freud, the leather era, and the rise of the term BDSM. On the subject of kinks directly, Brinton explained the difference between headspace and physical types of play. Headspace involves the use of a mental state and includes kinks like adult babies and diaper lovers, primal play, humiliation, degradation, and pup play. Okay, so this is the person who was appointed. Also, as it turns out, this person also wrote an essay for The Advocate, the LGBTQ plus minus divided by sign magazine, in which he defended a site called rentboy.com, which, as the name might suggest, is a male prostitution site. Brinton wrote in 2015, Rentboy may or may not have broken the law. I don't know, but I do know from the frantic emails filling my inbox, the raid on its headquarters has thrown many gay, bisexual, and transgender young adults into turmoil, as their main source of income has been ripped away. due to irresponsible and archaic views of sex work. That column ran shortly after federal prosecutors charged the CEO of Rent Boy and 6 Rent Boy employees with conspiring to violate the Travel Act by promoting prostitution. And it was also shortly after there was an attempt by Rent Boy to not verify the age of the escorts, so underage sex trafficking. And Britain wrote that the prosecutors were victimizing young male sex workers, not protecting them. This is a person who is in charge of our nuclear waste program. So things are going great. I look forward to the next generation of democratic, gender-fluid, puppy kink, upside-down twerking politicians. It will be very, very exciting stuff. I can't imagine why the American... It's probably a comms issue, guys. It's probably just a comms issue. Probably in the fact that you've embraced every single radical element in American society ideologically. It probably isn't the fact that your policies are wildly counterproductive. It probably isn't the fact that you think that the best idea in American life is to elect some of the strangest people in American life, put those people in positions of high power. It probably is just comms. If you get rid of Kate Bedingfield, probably it's all fixed. You know, it's all about Joe Biden not being able to talk right. That's probably the issue. We're in a battle for the culture and for our values. Like and subscribe to help keep our videos on the front line of the fight and top of your feed.